is Politics and Profits with your host, Rick Amato.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Now it's time for the Triple P, the Politics and Profits panel. Joining me in studio are two guests who did previously, the mayor of Laguna Hills, California, as well as the president of Pacific Financial Planners, Jerry Slusiewicz. Good to see you, Jerry.
Thank you for having me.
And also joining us is Robert Robinson, legal contributor, legal analyst with here at the show, and he's with the law firm of Hickman Robinson. Listen, both you gentlemen talked about the Tesla, a Solar City merger. You talked about it from a legal standpoint. You talked about it from an investment standpoint. Let's talk about it from a personal standpoint. Start with Jerry. Jerry, what do you think this means for the in the lives of average, everyday American citizens? Big picture.
Well, the average citizen isn't going to afford to go out and buy a Tesla. Let's face it; those are $100,000+ cars. Right. But Tesla is a modern day, company, kind of after its namesake, Nikola Tesla. Elon Musk, long term, wants to get America off the electricity grid and go energy efficient, using the sun, using solar power. And I think that is a game changer for everyday citizens down the road, because what's going to happen is we're going to have battery-powered homes, at least partially, to lower the energy and the coal-burning fuel, and that's going to be great for everyday citizens down the road.
What do you think, Robert? Jerry sees life in America changing. Solar power going to suit our needs.
If Tesla can accomplish their goals, then yeah, down the road, I see it happening. This year, next year, is our everyday citizens going to see a big change? No, I don't think so. But if one company can put solar on your rooftop, a storage system in your garage with a car, and have the storage system provide electricity to your entire home without even touching the electric grid, yeah, that's going to change things.
How does it work? I mean, we're in Southern California, and we have sunshine 13 months out of 12. All right? What if you're in Detroit, New England, New York? How are those states affected? Are you familiar with it?
A little bit. So it is affected now, but that's what Tesla's trying to change with this power wall storage system that they're trying to develop. So this merger between the two companies is supposed to make that easier. And if they make it happen, I mean, that'll be really interesting to see.
We'll take their water from Detroit, not necessarily Detroit or Flint, stay away from those, but from the Great Lakes. How about that?
Right.
And we'll sell them our energy from these storage farms that we can create from solar.
But the solar concept you're talking about, heating the homes and so forth, it works 12 months a year in these areas?
It's not completely efficient. And again, I agree that it's not a changer anytime soon. We're talking about when Edison had the light bulb. I mean, not everybody had a light bulb and lights going like we have today. It took years and decades to go. But we're on this path. And can it work 12 months a year? No, but it can take us and lower the dependence on coal and fossil fuel.
All right. Earlier, we talked about Trump University. I'm going to get both your takes on this. We'll start with Robert. Not from a legal standpoint, not from a financial standpoint or what have you, but from a personal standpoint. How much do you think this matters to the American voter?
What do I think? I think the Trump supporters, it's not going to matter too much. They see it as one of the 3,500 lawsuits that Trump has faced in the past. I think to Trump critics, I think they're going to take it and run with it, and I think it's going to matter to them. And
so it's a liability.
Potentially, except the trial is going to be after the voting day.
All right. Okay. Jerry.
Yeah, I agree with Robert in this fact that the people who don't like it are going to use that to their advantage. Here's the deal. Trump was an entrepreneur, is an entrepreneur, and a businessman. Not all businesses work. Right. It's really tough. And so some things work out better than others. So he had his name on a lot of different products, a lot of different things like Trump University. And I think there probably were some good ideas that came out of it for those people who took the classes. But those people who feel that it's the rich taking advantage of the working and middle class and the poor, it's going to look bad for Trump. And I think that the Democratic Party is going to do all they can to exploit it.
All right. Speaking of differences and lack of credibility, if you will, earlier in the show we talked about the voter polls. We're down to 2 minutes here. Let's go with Robert. A lot of people just don't trust the media today during this cycle, particularly when it comes to these poll numbers. How much do you think the media will influence a voter's decision between now and November?
Significantly. I mean, where else does the public get their information but from the media? So the voters will base a lot of their information and their voting decision on what they hear from the media. The polls, there's mistrust on the polls because the polls themselves don't agree with each other.
You agree?
Yeah, statistics don't lie. It's the people that use them that do. And the media doesn't want Trump. They're very liberal and they're very clear, except for programs like yours, Politics of Profit, and you, Rick. But they're going to use anything they can to influence the people. And the average person, exactly as Robert said, they get their information from the media. They're going to believe the media, and that's bad for Trump.
And you know, as Robert said earlier, you got the Trump supporters won't care about Trump University. The Trump opponents, or critics, if you will care about it. It's almost kind of like the media comment. Those that get their media from this source, they're going to buy that narrative. Those that get their media from this source are going to buy that narrative. They need to watch you guys, us, here on Politics of Profits, and get a fair and balanced approach. I didn't mean to steal that phrase from Fox News.
Absolutely.
All right, we are out of time. I want to thank our guest, Robert Robinson, legal analyst, and financial contributor Jerry Slusiewicz. Thanks for being a part of our Politics of Profits panel.
Happy to be here.
Thanks for having me.
And that's it. We're back at you again next time, folks. I'm Rick Amato. Remember, check out our website, politicsprofits.com. All shows that you see here on television are later archived at politicsprofits.com. Have a good night, everybody.